And welcome to Exy and Huddle. Dan Jacob. I am Dan.
And I'm Jacob. And today we're going to be talking about, wow, college football is fucking whack.
Yeah.
Let's talk about,
Stupid.
I think let's talk about one of the biggest stories that's coming out of, yesterday actually. Penn State fired their head coach.
Mr. Jimothy Franklin.
Jimothy Franklin. Do we know who the interim is?
No.
Let me Google it.
Yeah, go ahead and Google it. It's worth a Google.
Oh, fuck, I did it. Accidentally did Penn State. That was when Sandusky was there. It is Terry Smith. Whoever that is, we can follow up off that one.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
They got Sandusky.
I'm going to need you to take a...
I'm going to go take a walk real quick.
need you to take about 20% off their Squirrely Dan.
Squirrely Dan. No, but speaking of Penn State, I don't know who Terry Smith is. He sounds like an insurance salesman.
From Iowa.
From Iowa. Or, like, what's worse, Minnesota?
I don't know. Minnesota's...
What about
It's
Wisconsin?
like the land of the lakes, man.
Land of 10,000 lakes, don't you know?
There, bud.
Very bad. Anyway, let's talk about the epic collapse of Penn State real quick.
Yeah, let's start with 3 weeks ago.
When they were undefeated.
When they were undefeated and Oregon came to town.
And they played a very tough game, and then Drew Aller did Drew Aller things. And I wouldn't say it's all on him, but he has a propensity to turn the ball over in really inconvenient times.
Isn't all turnovers at inconvenient times?
Not necessarily. What if it's the first play of the game?
Ooh, yeah.
And you win 48-7 or something weird.
That's fair.
And he's like, oh, it was just a miscue. But, like, he'll do it like, all right, you're down 7. You got 2.5 minutes left. And it's picked off. Or, hey, he fumbled the ball. Oregon, understandable.
Evening, Lauren. Good.
Yingling.
So
This podcast is brought to you by Yingling.
It is not. It is not.
Not official sponsor, but if it was, that would be cool.
Yeah, James Franklin equals terrible. You're absolutely right, Scott.
But, you know, this the absolute tailspin that they've went through in the last 3 weeks. You lose to Oregon, close, tough-fought game. All right, I give you that one. You lose to 0-4, 0-5 at the time.
0-4, UCLA.
UCLA, who if you put a gun to my head and told me that UCLA was going to beat them, I still probably wouldn't believe you.
No, I'd say pull the trigger.
And then going up to Northwestern, I'm pretty sure they went to Northwestern.
No, I think Northwestern was a home game.
It was in Penn State?
It was at Penn State.
Regardless, they lose to Penn State. Or Penn State loses to Northwestern. That was not on my 2025 bingo card.
Just like Bronco said, that's why you don't look for a football coach at Vanderbilt. That's where James Franklin coached before Penn State, was Vanderbilt.
And Vanderbilt's kind of fallen apart since they lost to Alabama.
We got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They beat Alabama last year.
Yeah. And they're still looking really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams that don't look very good right now, they're on a weird up and up. Florida State, not looking great. They beat Alabama week 1 or week 0, whatever that was, and then they've just kind of been mediocre, middle of pack. They dropped out of the rankings. I'm pretty sure.
Who has surprised me?
Indiana.
Pitt
too. Speaking of Indiana, I'm pretty sure we both called that one, so give ourselves a pat on the back.
Scott from the chat, he probably begged them to fire him so he wouldn't have to lose to Ohio State yet again.
Well, no one's perfect. Just sucks that he had to get fired in Illinois. Because that's what it was. Yeah, they were in Illinois. Because you said that.
Mm-hmm.
So, not only did he get fired, he got fired in Chicago.
No, I think... No, let me... I'm pretty sure...
Can you imagine getting fired in Chicago?
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine?
All places.
So, week 7.
Congratulations. You've been promoted to unemployed.
Yep.
You just got Sandusky. Here we go again.
Whoa. I don't think we're allowed to talk like that anymore. Being PC and all.
I mean, we never said what he did.
Right.
That's for chat to murmur about themselves too.
Yeah. Lauren says she's from Chicago. Watch out.
Hey, some of my best friends are from almost Chicago. The great state of Chicago, as they say anytime they're like, I'm from Illinois. And they're like, oh, Chicago? And they're like, no.
No.
Joliet, I think?
I'm just going to have to Google it because it's not on my regular site. So.
Never been, want to go. Don't want to stay long. How I started an F-16.
Nope. That game was definitely played at Penn State.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
I didn't even look
apparently, there were chants in the stands to fire James Franklin.
What was that score? I mean, that was a close game. It was 22-21.
Oh, you were favored by 14 points.
But they lost literally with 5 minutes left to go. Let's see. Drew Allard.
Yep, game day is in Athens on Saturday, Bronco. That is correct.
Threw a pick. Well, we got some scores to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We got some scores to talk about.
Because we got last week, too.
I did last week. I did a podcast by myself.
You did?
Sir. Yeah. I was like, Jacob's not here today because he left me.
It messed up my schedule last week. I worked 56 hours.
All right, so
that was part of what it was, is I had to work an overnight.
No, you're good. So let's talk about the Friday night game. South Florida played North Texas and absolutely smashed them, 63-36.
Not shocked.
No, not shocked. Not shocked. Ohio State goes to Champaign, Illinois, and
gets the Illabuck.
Gets the Illabuck back. And then let's talk about the one of the premier games. Number 7, Indiana, at the time, goes to Autzen Stadium in Oregon. And take it from there.
If you watch that game, because I watched the highlights. I watch all the highlights on the big games. Unless I don't care. Like Mizzou, Alabama, I don't care. But Indiana, basically, that game was super close for the first 3 quarters. And then it was just bad passes by Oregon, getting picked off. I think I heard a stat that Oregon had only been sacked 1 time all season, and I'm pretty sure Indiana got to him 5 times.
5 times. 5 sacks.
And then you got Mendoza, who I've been speaking high praises on all year.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that both quarterbacks in that game were transfer quarterbacks. Dante Moore was from UCLA, and then
Mendoza was
from Cal.
Cal. Yep.
And I just... When you get a scheme that fits, it fits. And Indiana kind of just played some Big Ten football on them. And I think you're going to see more of this out of some of these schools that are coming in from either the SEC hasn't had anybody transfer out, but teams that are coming from the ACC, no, the wrong conference again. Pac-12 to ACC, Big 12, Big 10. You're going to see, because the Pac-12 was more of a run and shoot. All the schools were just how many points can we score? What's a defense?
Yeah. Scott from the chat, Indiana defense looks good. They do. They do look good. Holding a high-powered Oregon offense to
20 points.
20 points.
20 to 30 was the final score.
Yeah.
But you got the USC's, UCLA's, Washington, Oregon, those schools that joined the Big Ten. Big Ten is known for big boy football.
Yeah. In the trenches football.
In the trenches football. So you have a lot of like big offensive and defensive linemen. You have like hard hitting linebackers, to where the Pac-12 was more like you have really fast wide receivers, really fast running backs. You have fast quarterbacks. Like your team is just fast.
And then you got the Big 12 where you got high-powered offenses and no defense.
Normally the best defense in the Big 12 is the one that wins it. Right now it looks like Texas Tech.
Yeah. Yep.
Texas Tech embarrassed my Jayhawks.
Indiana is golden at the moment, Lauren. You are correct.
But I think you're going to see this trend kind of start here in the next few years, because Oregon came in last year, first year in the Big Ten, and they just overpowered everybody. But a lot of that had to do with they were a fast, scrappy team, and they hit you hard.
Yeah.
And now all the Big Ten's like, hey, congratulations, all your guys that you had recruited when you were in the Pac-12 have now either gone or transferred to other schools that make more sense for their play scheme. Now you're playing Big Ten football, and you're going to get punched in the mouth, and you're going to keep getting punched in the mouth.
Scott just said USC looked like a Big Ten team for the first time this year against Michigan.
You'll see it.
Yeah. What was that score? 31-13? Like that was the final score?
31-13, and it was close till like almost the end of the first half.
Yeah.
It was 7-7 with 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and then with 14 seconds, USC scored a touchdown, and then it was just all UCLA. Or not you. My bad. I cannot talk today.
Pete Carroll is so disappointed in you.
USC from that point. To be fair, they're in the same city.
Fair.
University of Southern California, University of California.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Let's talk about another one. Not going to lie, Washington State surprised me last. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now, Bronco. So, Washington State goes to Ole Miss. And I'm going to tell you this.
That game should not have been that close.
That game should not have been that close. I have a feeling that Ole Miss got caught looking ahead, got those big binoculars out, and they were like, we got Georgia the week after this one. And I think, I'm hoping that Ole Miss does better against Georgia than they did against Washington State.
They're gonna have to. I don't know. This last week was just kind of wild in general.
And it's not like Ole Miss played a bad game. Chambliss was 20 for 29 for 253 and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Lacey had 24 carries for 142 yards. Like, they didn't play a bad game offensively. They played a bad game defensively, no doubt. There's no way that Washington State is now 3-3. Coming off a bye week. You're absolutely right. Coming off a bye week, there you should not have played a game like this the way you did.
I mean, if you look at
Lane Kiffin always loses a game he shouldn't. That is absolutely correct. Tennessee a couple years ago. I think Georgia last year. He should not have lost to Georgia last year. He always loses a game he shouldn't.
Well, if you look at like the stats of the game, like Washington State had the majority of the possession time.
Yeah.
They had almost 33 minutes of possession time to 27 on Ole Miss. It was a little bit over 27. It was a little under 33, but 18 seconds is 18 seconds. 21 first downs for the Cougars, 23 for the Rebels. You had they had more time in the red zone. The big thing that killed them,
maybe it was 2 years ago, Bronco, that I was thinking.
Big thing that killed them was penalty yards. They had 8 penalties for 99 yards.
Yeah, that's.
But Washington State had 8 penalties for 70 yards. Also, the turnover battle was won by the Cougars because running back for Ole Miss, fumbled twice, lost one, got the other. Just pretty even matchup.
Let's change our focus to the Florida Texas A&M game, where Florida went to College Station and lost by 17.
Florida's like one of the most bipolar teams this year.
Yeah. You either lose or you win by a lot.
Because didn't they upset somebody last week?
Texas, 29-21.
What you call that?
Yeah. The only other win they have on the season is against Long Island.
Florida Gators, let me tell you.
They lose to South Florida. They lose to LSU. They lose to Miami. But let's just be honest. They played the 3, the 4, and the 5 team so far this year.
And preseason number 1 team, and they beat them.
Yeah, and a preseason number 1 team, and they beat them. That's so... Oh.
Howdy.
Hey, what's going on? But no, Florida's bipolar. Let's go to the Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
Where Oklahoma shit the bed.
Yeah, they did. Number 6 Oklahoma gets, let's call it as it is. They got blown out.
Yeah.
Against a somehow 4-2 Texas team. Mateer came back and absolutely just shit the bed.
He should have been taken out in the first quarter.
3 interceptions. Arch Manning didn't do diddly squat. 21 for 27, 166 yards and a touchdown.
Hook 'em horns from Scott.
Yeah, hook him right into the trash. Fucking hate Texas.
I hate Texas too.
I like the state. I hate the school.
All right.
You know what they say about Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln? It only makes all rights.
Oh God.
He can't do NASCAR.
You're terrible.
You're welcome.
Next game on the list, Alabama goes to Missouri for Missouri's 6th consecutive home game.
There was a thing I saw on Facebook, and it was like the amount of miles Missouri has traveled this year up to this point, and it was zero. Alabama took care of business against Mizzou, which I'm okay with. Again, hate Missouri.
Yeah.
I have my reasoning.
I'll call this game. So, Missouri had a chance to win this game. And just like they did a couple weeks ago, they were driving down to win the game. And instead of making the pass to win the game, he throws an interception.
Oh, wow, all right.
All your all rights. Missouri should have won this game.
Nope. They should be 0-6.
They're 5-1.
I know, but this should be at least 4-2.
Hey, KU shit the bed on that final drive.
No, it was the refs.
No, don't blame it on the refs. I'll start calling you Kirby Smart. You see that fucking bullshit timeout he tried to call and then said he was clapping?
No.
Dude, he was on the sideline and he was doing this. And you could see the word timeout come out of his mouth, and then it went in his favor, and he was like, "No, I was clapping.
What a turd.
Fucking stupid fuck.
Fucking shit turd.
Yeah, we'll talk about Army here before too long, Scott. KU goes down to Texas Tech.
We're not talking about that one.
We're going to talk about that one?
No, they took Jalen Daniels out. He actually had a really solid game. Went 27 for 33 for 228 and 2 touchdowns. It was just the rest of the offense that couldn't figure out what the fuck they were doing. I mean, you have 47 total rushing yards. I don't know how many times Jalen Daniels got sacked, but he said he had 15 rushes for negative 40 yards, so I'm going to go with a lot.
Yeah.
He got sacked 9 times.
Yep. And I don't know if that's just bad offensive line for KU or if it's just a good defensive line for Texas Tech.
I don't know. Texas Tech's been...
They're monsters this year, man.
Their closest game they had was probably KU, but they won 67-7 against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Ooh, they beat Kent State 62-14. Ooh, they beat Oregon State 45-14. All right, they beat Utah 34-10. I guess that one's closer technically. They beat Houston 35-11, and they beat KU 42-17. I think if that game was in Lawrence, I think it might have been a smidge bit closer, but...
Well, Scott just made a bold statement that Texas Tech might be the best team west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't... Oregon? I know that they lost to Indiana.
The Indiana team's fucking stout, though.
Oregon, Washington. I'm not sure Texas Tech has the personnel to keep a mobile quarterback.
Bold take here. I think if any school's going to leave conferences for greener pastures, I could see Texas Tech probably being one of the next ones.
I think Texas Tech could be the next team added to the SEC.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be they're going to probably get a Texas Tech, and it wouldn't shock me if they pulled Miami.
I could see it. Although, I think the conferences are kind of set where they are for now.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any movement in conference realignment until probably 2028 or 2030.
But you got to also realize that if Texas Tech if they stay in the Big 12, Big 12's not any slouch by any means.
With the additions of Arizona State, and BYU coming back.
And Utah.
Yeah. And Utah.
Yeah, with Cam Rising leaving after his 47th
consecutive
season. He was a World War II veteran. Speaking of World War II, this is off topic. I watched Hacksaw Ridge for the first time earlier. Fantastic movie. Also kind of weird that Andrew Garfield is the main dude. Isn't he British? And he was playing a Southern boy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, something about this just seems off. Man's got a long neck. Like a brachiosaurus.
Next game on the list, Georgia Auburn. Now I'm going to tell you this right now. It was a touchdown. It was a touchdown.
Didn't watch the game, so it was a touchdown. Asterisk?
No, there's no asterisk about this.
Ain't no way I tell you I told you that I told you that I tell you that I told you.
Yeah, no. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Was it a touchdown? You be the judge.
No, it was a touchdown.
It was a touchdown. He's the judge.
I am the judge, jury, and the executioner, and that game would have been a little better had the refs called this a touchdown.
Tutty. That's the whole game.
No, I don't want the whole game. So they were in the goal line.
That was a fumble.
No. Touchdown. Then fumble. The ball crosses the plane and then he fumbles it.
It's like Cam Scatabo.
Yeah.
Or Scattaboo.
But no, that's a touchdown. That is a touchdown.
It's kind of like iffy because where it is.
No, they were right down the goal line pylon cam, and you can see him. He goes over, then the hand comes in, and he fumbles the ball. Which team showed this weekend that they might be better than their record, and what's holding them back from being great? Ooh, South Carolina. I know that they're 3-3. they lost to LSU, but I think South Carolina is a lot better than what their record says. They just need some on the field leadership. What do you think?
I agree, but my team's probably going to be Oklahoma. I know they shit the bed against Texas, but that's
a rivalry.
That's a rivalry game, and I don't think rivalry games generally matter for your season.
No, you play with emotion during a rivalry.
Yeah,
game.
and it depends on which team comes in with higher emotion. And it looked like Steve Sarkisian and the Longhorns came in that game with a lot more emotion. And it's also one of those weird neutral site games, kind of, even though I'm pretty sure it's in Dallas. This is at the Cotton Bowl, which...
Well, no, I don't think they play at the Cotton Bowl. They play at the Texas State Fair or something like that.
I don't remember where it is, but...
I know it's in Dallas, though.
Regardless,
but technically...
it's closer to Austin than it is Norman.
Yeah, by far.
By far. And, if you're having a true, neutral site game for that game, honestly, you should probably do it in, Atlanta. Just because it's going to be farther away for both fans, but I know they want the fan bases there. Why don't you just play it at fucking AT&T Stadium if you're going to play in Dallas?
Well, but AT&T Stadium's in Arlington.
It's
like an hour and 45 minutes north of Dallas, man.
Well, that's probably closer for both teams.
Yeah.
Also, for the longest time, I thought that Austin was, in the northeast side of Texas, and I found out that it's actually in, the west, central west side of Texas. I don't know why I thought it was...
So Scott says it's at the Cotton Bowl, and each team gets the same amount of tickets.
I guess that's fair, but...
So from the chat, looks like Emery asked if they're really that close, what kind of statement win would it take for people to start taking South Carolina seriously? This week, South Carolina plays Oklahoma. If South Carolina can beat Oklahoma, then I think that they'll be taken a lot more seriously than they are now.
I agree.
But it's kind of hard to drop an L to LSU and then the next week beat Oklahoma.
That's the real problem with a lot of these conference games.
Well, hold on. I'm going to get to that. Let you get to that real fast. This is South Carolina's schedule for the remainder of the schedule. They just played number 11 LSU. Then they played number 14 Oklahoma, number 6 Alabama, number 5 LSU, and number 4 Texas A&M.
It's a dogfight.
That is literally the most horrible end of year schedule. And then yes, they have the Citadel after that, and then they have the annual Clemson South Carolina game to end the season. But this 5-game stretch right here.
Did they win last weekend?
Yeah, I think they did. This 5-game stretch right here with Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and then their loss this past week to LSU. I think, like I said, I think South Carolina is better than their record holds. They need leadership on that field. They need somebody to grab somebody by the face mask and say, straighten up.
I don't think Sellers is the person.
I don't think so either.
I think if you had to ask me, is he a senior?
Not sure. You're right, Scott. That is a killer stretch. You have, so your last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games you're playing 5 ranked opponents, 3 of them which are in the top 10, 3 which are in the top 6. This right here is probably the hardest 3-game stretch of anybody in college football.
So he's only a sophomore. Did he play at South Carolina last year?
No, I think he's a transfer.
No, he played last year.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
So, real fast, they had at LSU, they have Oklahoma and Alabama at home, and then they have to go to Ole Miss and to Texas A&M. That's their 5-game stretch right there. Do you think they can pull 2? 2 out of 5? It's hard with this schedule right here to look and say this team is going to be bowl eligible at the end of the year.
Like I always say, any given Saturday, they're not a bad team. They definitely have every opportunity to beat those teams, they could win out the rest of the season. Will they win out the rest of the season? Probably not.
Yeah. Scott just said they'll only be favored in one game for the rest of the year, and that's the Coastal game.
Citadel, right?
No, Coastal. It's Coastal. I mispronounced.
Oh, okay.
So it's Coastal. Yeah,
I
they'll
can't
be
see
favored.
that screen.
Yeah, they'll be favored against Coastal. But there's no way that they're going to be favored against Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and then Clemson at the end of the year. There's no way. I could see them beating Clemson, and if that's the case, I think that's the nail in the coffin for Dabo Swinney.
If you told me at the beginning of the season that the head coaches that were on the hot seat
Would have been Clemson.
would have been Dabo Swinney and James Franklin, I would have called you crazy.
Yeah, considering James Franklin went deep into the playoffs last year.
Yeah. And if you, like, people, it's the same thing like the NFL. You know, like going into the season, people are on the hot seat. Look at the Colts. You know, if I told you at the beginning of the NFL season that the Colts would be 5-1 right now and have the best record in the NFL as of right now, and Buffalo's losing, by the way, to the Falcons, last time I checked, if you would have told me that, I would have called you crazy. And I'm a Colts fan. And I'm like looking at the schedule at the beginning of the season. I'm like, well, we might win 6 games. It's just it.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. You're right, Scott.
This shit is super unpredictable, and no one knows what's going on. And if somebody sits there and tells you, I know exactly what's going to happen, they're a fucking liar.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a lot of it, like I was going to say earlier, a lot of it is, you know, when you're in before conference schedules, those first 3 games of the season, that's kind of when you get to learn what your team is. But you don't really know who your team is until you get punched in the mouth. Where do you get punched in the mouth at most? Conference games. You know, yeah, you can beat like Alabama, and you can beat up on, they didn't win this game, but hypothetically, they can beat up on Florida State. They could beat up on, you know, Coastal Carolina, those weird teams that they play.
From the chat, Scott said that Ryan Day could win a national title with the Penn State roster the way it currently stands.
Probably, because Ryan Day's a good coach.
I said this in the podcast last week when you weren't here. James Franklin is good at rebuilding programs and then passing them programs on to better coaches. That's it. That's if James Franklin is going to be remembered for anything, it's going to be how he rebuilt programs. He rebuilt Vanderbilt, and then they gave it to somebody else who tore it back down. He goes to Penn State after the Jerry Sandusky stuff, after O'Brien leaves, right?
Who was the head coach when that whole Sandusky thing was? Joe Paterno.
Joe Paterno, and then after that, it was he's a coach of Boston College now, head coach of Boston College.
Has Penn State been the same since all
Bill
that?
O'Brien.
Have they been the same though since all of that shit happened?
They've won a Big Ten title.
But they haven't done anything else.
No. Well, they went deep into the playoffs last year. I think it's more of a.
Didn't they? It wasn't a close game. They lost.
Yeah, it was a close.
To Notre Dame. Up there, don't you know?
Was it Notre Dame?
Well, it would have had to been.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty sure they lost to Notre Dame because that's how Notre Dame got into the title game.
Yeah.
Which is also like a weird thing when you play like Penn State. Normally, people if you beat Penn State, you lose your next game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Oregon. Probably UCLA too. I think they lost their game.
What should South Carolina focus more on? In-depth plays with strategies or coaching? Both.
I think, they have a young quarterback. They have a sophomore quarterback. He's only 20 years old. I
don't want to hear it. BYU is starting a true freshman quarterback, and they're undefeated.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay. I'm sorry.
He played last year. He played okay last year. He's playing this year. He's a redshirt sophomore, so he's technically a junior. Maybe it's not necessarily his playing ability. Maybe they're not having the correct scheme for him, which would be coaching. But at the same time, you go to a school, you learn that offense, you should be able to play that offense. It shouldn't be like, oh, I don't know how to do this all of a sudden. No.
It's not like college coaches are going in there every week with a different playbook.
You have, it's week in, week out, probably for the whole season, unless you're playing like a really big game. You probably have the same playbook. Like college football 26. Your playbook does not change. It's how you scheme that game.
Yep.
Like if you're playing a team, like if you're playing Ohio State, you probably, like if you're on defense, you probably want to drop back into coverage more.
Yeah.
And not blitz as much. But if you're playing like KU, you probably want to blitz more.
Yeah. Scott says they're calling Julian saying the baby-faced assassin around there. The disappointing season with changes are necessary for Boston College to become competitive again. NIL money.
Yeah. Mark my words on this one. Money makes the world go around. They say money can't buy happiness.
It could buy you a championship.
Have you ever cried on a jet ski?
No.
Exactly.
No. That's what I tell people all the time. Money's never made me cry. I've never looked at money
it makes me cry when I have to give it to somebody else.
Hey, but that's the act of giving it away. I've never looked at money that I possessed and cried.
I have.
Nope. Never.
When I bought my house and I had to put a down payment on it. I was like, I got this amount of money. I'm rich. And I'm like, bye money. Goodbye. But like, mark my words here, and I think we touched on this a little bit earlier in this season in the podcast. Look for schools that have untraditional NIL monies to do something in the next few years. Case in point, KU.
Oh yeah.
You have David Booth, which is with the stadium is David Booth Fields at Memorial Stadium. He's a huge what's it called?
Benefactor?
No, it's the
Booster.
He's a huge booster. He gave $300 million, which $225 million of it, I think, is supposed to be used specifically for NIL deals for the football team. Which, even if there's a cap on that, $25 million a year or something like that? You're looking at the next 10 years, you got $25 extra million that you can be like, hey, see you're unhappy there at Alabama. Hey, we see you're unhappy there at LSU. Hey, we see you're unhappy there at Ohio State. You're not getting that playing time. You're a 5-star recruit. Why don't you come play at Kansas? We'll give you $1 million. Just saying.
Julian saying?
He won't leave.
No.
They might try. But, you got...
Well, hold on. From the chat. With Wisconsin's struggles and a potential 2-10 season, how much pressure is it on Luke Fickell's future of the program? Luke Fickell is the next Big Ten coach on the fucking hot seat. I don't understand why people aren't talking about this more. It made me cry when I realized how much I spent in the Pink Passion Pit one night.
What is that?
Oh, I'll tell you later.
Oh.
No, with Luke Fickell is the next Big Ten coach that's on the hot seat. Everybody can say that it's what's his name from Minnesota?
I don't know.
Row the boat. Pete Fleck? PJ Fleck?
Yeah.
PJ Fleck. So, everybody can say it's PJ Fleck, but PJ Fleck he's solidified there. He's not going anywhere. Luke Fickell, after his interim head coaching stint at Ohio State, then he goes down to Cincinnati, and he does really good at Cincinnati. And then he goes up to Wisconsin, and he's not done well. I don't know. Does James Franklin go up to Wisconsin?
Good. Well, you got to look at it so we're still early in the season.
Yeah.
We're about halfway.
About halfway there.
About halfway through the season.
Living on a prayer.
Living on a chair. let's say hypothetically that Clemson does have just a disastrous season and they do get rid of Dabo Swinney. What's saying that Clemson doesn't go, hey, let's hire somebody who is good at recruiting or the transfer portal, and let's get James Franklin in there.
Nah, that's not happening.
What about Florida State? What if the
I could see James Franklin going to Florida State before Clemson.
Let's say Florida State just shits the bed the rest of the season, hypothetically.
What's his name that's down there?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
I know Mario Cristobal is at Miami. Yeah. Look it up, my statistic guy.
Mike Norvell.
If Mike Norvell shits the bed again and they don't win any other games this year, I could potentially see Florida State approaching James Franklin to come down there to be the head coach at Florida State.
They also could hire him up at OSU for Oklahoma State, because they fired Mike Gundy.
Oh, I forgot that the Oklahoma State job, Smith at Michigan State could be next. Yeah, you're right. Smith at Michigan State could be next. Does James Franklin go to Michigan State?
Good.
That's one of Penn State's main rivals. That's the Land Grant Trophy.
Could go to Michigan, hypothetically, if they just shit the bed the rest of the season.
I don't think so. Sharon Moore's got a 5-year contract now. And did you see how much money it cost Penn State to buy out James Franklin's contract?
Like $50 million.
It is $49 million. That's stupid. And they had to provide him with supplemental insurance for 10 years.
It's like, have you ever heard or been familiar with, there used to be a guy that played for the New York Mets.
No.
There was a guy that played for the New York Mets. I cannot remember his name, but he signed a contract in the 80s. And it was supposed to be like a 10-year or something like that, like this $100 million contract for 10 years. And then he ended up getting cut from the team, and then the Mets owe him a significant amount of money.
I think it was still 85, wasn't it?
It was somewhere around there, but
bless you.
Thank you. They owe him money still to this day. Every year he gets a cut.
Scott just said from the chat, Michigan would never hire Franklin because he can't beat Ohio State.
That's fair. When you're right, you're right. And you're right.
When you're right, you're right.
But you know who doesn't have to play Ohio State? The other OSU. Just saying.
It's Bobby Bonilla. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla. I couldn't remember his name. But he, the Mets owe him, it's nothing crazy. It's $1 million every year for, 30 years.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the rest of these games. So we got Tennessee almost shit the bed against Arkansas.
Yeah, sometimes they be doing that.
Yep. And then Georgia Tech beats Virginia Tech by 15.
Virginia Tech's also another school that their head coach has been fired already this season.
Yeah. Yep. So
not shocked.
That's 4 so far this year.
They've been trying to enter Sandman all year, and they just can't.
Yeah.
They should ask him if he can give him a dream.
Yeah.
James Franklin, maybe?
No. He's not going to Virginia Tech.
What if he goes to Virginia Tech?
He's not.
Good. Anything's possible.
No. Michigan at USC. They absolutely get mollywopped.
As they deserve.
Notre Dame has NC State come to South Bend and absolutely demolished them 36-7.
As is tradition.
And then BYU, this is what won me my fantasy game the other night. I know Brandon's not watching, so I'm gonna.
I barely won my fantasy game, by the way, and I only won by 6 points, and he had 2 players not play.
Yeah,
I'm having a rough season.
I'm 6-1.
I'm 2-4 or 2-5 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm 6-1.
I should have beat you last week, but all my good players I put on the fucking bench.
So BYU starts this game off. There was a rain delay.
A rain delay in football?
Yeah. There was lightning that,
there you go.
right outside the stadium.
As is tradition in Utah.
And then the game goes into
Arizona,
overtime.
my bad.
USC will beat Notre Dame Saturday. That game, though, was crazy. Yeah, you're right. I'm about to talk about that crazy game. So I'm down 260 to 250. The only thing I got is my kicker. And I was down 260 to 252. My kicker kicks field goal. I go up to 256. I text Brandon when the game goes into overtime. And I was like, if they get a touchdown and I get a field goal, that's probably it. Or if they get a touchdown and a field goal, and then another touchdown and field goal, and he's like, that's not how the new rules work. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I looked him up, and I was like, oh,
second
shit.
overtime's 2-point
And then
conversion.
Brandon says, you need 2 sacks, and then for them to kick a 40-yard field goal to beat me. BYU scores. Then Arizona scores. Then Arizona scores again. And then BYU kicks a 45-yard field goal to tie it back up. And I won by 2 points. Falcons are kicking the Bills around.
Let me check that score out real quick. Live sports going on, hey.
Yeah. Get it done. While you're doing that, I'll go through the rest of these. So we got...
it's 21-7 almost in halftime. Atlanta's just mollywopping them. Seattle also won because it's Major League playoffs. Seattle beat Toronto in Toronto 10-3 to go up 2-0 for the American League Championship Series. Seattle has never won a World Series. Same thing with the Brewers. The Brewers have been to a World Series. It's kind of shocking. This is a random baseball take here. That the Mariners had arguably one of the best pitchers of all time on their roster with Randy Johnson, and arguably one of the best power hitters and one of the best just pure contact hitters in the history of baseball. And they've never been to a World Series. They had Ichiro, Ken Griffey Jr., and Randy Johnson. Not all at the same time. But, the fuck. Anyways, back to football.
Utah absolutely handles Arizona State 42-10. Colorado sneaks in a win on Iowa State.
And they stormed the field and failed.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And then Pitt wins a close game against Florida State 34-31. True about the Mariners. You are correct. All right, so let's go into this upcoming week.
Let's go into sports.
Let's start with a Tuesday night game tomorrow. New Mexico State plays Liberty.
Give me Liberty.
Give me New Mexico State. And then another Tuesday game, Arkansas State and South Alabama.
Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Both mediocre teams, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then the final one, you got Florida International going to Western Kentucky.
Give me Western Kentucky.
Give me Florida.
No.
I like
Western Kentucky is 5-1.
We got some Wednesday games too. That means
Sure
I need
do.
to check my fantasy football.
So Delaware at Jacksonville State. Give me Jacksonville State.
Give me Delaware. Go Blue Hens.
And then University of Texas El Paso goes down to Sam Houston. Sam Houston is 0-6.
As is tradition.
Tulsa, East Carolina on Thursday. That's the only Thursday game. Then we got kind of a primetime game. Louisville on Friday goes down to Miami. 4-1 Louisville goes to 5-0 Miami. Trap game?
Who does Miami play next? No, I'm not a Miami fan. Fuck off. No, they play Stanford next. They don't have a meaningful game the rest of the season.
Fair.
Miami. Give me Miami by 20.
Fair. Nebraska at Minnesota on Friday night, 7 o'clock on Fox.
Give me Minnesota to upset Nebraska.
Give me Nebraska to keep the boat sunk.
But it's going to be raining. They need a boat.
Yeah, the boat's going to be sunk.
No. Boat's going to be stronger than ever.
Strong.
It's going to be the strongest boat you've ever seen.
Huskers, that's right. San Jose State at Utah State. Go ahead and give me San Jose State.
Give me Utah State.
What I saw from that quarterback Saturday night for San Jose State, yeah, give me San Jose State. And then I don't even know what to call this.
The battle
of the coasts. Cal
weirdest.
Cal or North Carolina goes to Cal.
Give me Cal, and Bill Belichick's girlfriend's going to be sad on the sideline.
Okay. Number 10 LSU on Saturday morning goes to Vanderbilt.
Give me Vanderbilt to pull the upset.
I'm thinking the same thing. And then on the
Garrett
road,
Nussmeier hasn't shown me anything.
I dropped him in fantasy. I dropped Garrett Nussmeier.
He hasn't shown me anything this season to make me think otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm also still pissed off that I dropped that one quarterback from Navy.
No, that's...
I can't remember his name, but it's the quarterback for Navy on our fantasy league, and then I was going to start him. Instead, I picked up somebody else, or I started Dante Moore. The motherfucker got 74 points. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Georgia Tech goes to Duke. 6-0 Georgia Tech goes to 4-2 Duke.
How the hell is Duke favored by 1.5 points?
It's a home game.
Didn't they lose some bullshit games this season?
I don't think so.
They lost to Illinois and they lost to Tulane.
Okay, the Tulane one I can't forgive, but the Illinois one I can. Give me Georgia Tech.
Yeah, give me Georgia Tech. We got Oklahoma traveling to South Kakalaki.
Why are you not going in order?
Because my phone doesn't do it like that. It goes off times.
So is mine. Another 11 o'clock game. Washington at Michigan.
Give me the Huskies.
Give me the Huskies. UConn at Boston College.
Give me the Eagles.
You know what? I can't. In good conscience, I cannot. Give me UConn. I can't. Right now, I was so hyped on Boston College last year. I was so hyped on Boston College this year, and they've done nothing but let me down. I can't in good conscience pick Boston College.
UConn psychology.
UConn is 4-2. Boston College is 1-5. Give me UConn. Arizona.
The only game they won against was Fordham.
Yeah. The Missouri game was close though.
They didn't play Missouri.
Or was that last year?
Michigan State.
Was that last year?
They went double overtime to Michigan State.
Yeah.
They were close to Cal.
Arizona goes to Houston. 4-2 Arizona, 5-1 Houston.
Give me Houston just because it's in Houston, and Houston's like one of those teams that's like weirdly good randomly.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Baylor at TCU, Battle of Texas.
Give me TCU. Baylor's a dog shit team this year.
For both 4-2.
Yeah, but Baylor's just one of those weird, disappointing teams. Like, they also already lost to a team from Arizona. I guess they technically have. They beat SMU. They beat Samford. Woo. They beat Oklahoma State again. Woo. And they beat the cursed team that played in Ireland, K-State.
All right, let's talk about the Black Knights going to Tulane.
As much as I want to say give me Army here.
Tulane is 5-1.
Yeah, but Tulane's like really good this year. Their only loss was to number 13 at the time, Ole Miss. They beat Northwestern, South Alabama, Duke, Tulsa, and East Carolina. They haven't really played anybody, but on the same side of that coin, Army lost to Tarleton State. They beat K-State. They lost to North Texas. They lost to East Carolina. They beat UAB and Charlotte. Nothing really on there except for maybe K-State. stands out, but K-State's cursed because Ireland. They have the unluck of the Irish.
The unluck. They stole the Leprechaun's gold and didn't give it back.
Give me Tulane. I about said Tulsa. Give me Tulane. I think it's going to be closer than the 9.5 spread.
I can't go against my Army Black Knights. As somebody who served, I got to go Army.
I didn't. Somebody likes the Army. I don't know. They just have the service academy schools are always really weird with their offense. Yeah. They're always very option heavy, and Tulane's just a borderline SEC school.
Fair.
So I can't consciously say. Now, would I be shocked if Army beats Tulane? No. Do I think they can do it? Yes.
Central Michigan at Bowling Green.
Give me Bowling Green for no reason.
All right. I'm going to take Bowling Green as well. Eastern Michigan at Miami, Ohio. 2-5 Eastern Michigan at 3-3 Miami, Ohio.
Give me Ohio.
Okay. Oklahoma at South Carolina.
Give me Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
What about you?
You know what?
You had that bold statement.
The rebuild has to start somewhere. And I think it starts with Oklahoma. Give me South Carolina.
I don't know. If Mateer comes out and plays like he did last week against Texas,
yeah,
they're in for a long rest of the season.
West Virginia at UCF.
Give me UCF. West Virginia's kind of a dumpster fire this season. I wouldn't be shocked if their head coach gets fired.
Kent State at Toledo.
Give me Toledo. Kent State's a dumpster fire program.
I got Toledo as well. Buffalo at UMass. Buffalo.
Give me UMass.
UMass is 0-6.
Give me UMass to get the first win of the season.
You hear what I have to deal with, guys? Purdue at Northwestern. Northwestern's coming off of a great win against a Penn State team that's on the downward spiral.
But what did I say about teams that play Penn State the next week? Northwestern probably got beat the fuck up. Give me Purdue.
Northwestern's 4-2, 2-1 in the Big Ten.
Give me Purdue.
Okay.
I said what I said.
Okay, he's taking 2-4 Purdue over Northwestern. Scott agrees with you, Purdue. Troy at UL Monroe. Give me Troy.
Yeah, give me Troy.
Ohio State at Wisconsin.
Purdue.
Ohio
State, by the way. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, no. Give me Ohio State.
By 40.
Michigan State at Indiana. Is this a trap game?
Who do they play next week?
So,
who does Indiana play now? I don't care about Michigan State. That's what you clicked.
Indiana plays UCLA the next week.
Is it next week or is it like a weird bye week?
No, it's the 18th. Oh, no, wait. That date is to be determined. Wow, the date is to be determined? That's stupid.
But give me Indiana regardless.
Michigan State plays Michigan the week after they play Indiana. Indiana?
Yeah, I said Indiana.
Okay. Are you going to pick Michigan State to beat Michigan next week?
If it's Michigan, I'm always picking against Michigan. They could play the school for the blind. I'm picking the school for the blind.
Texas A&M has to go to Arkansas that showed Tennessee that it is really hard to play at Arkansas, apparently.
Is it in Arkansas?
Yeah.
You know what? Well, who does Texas A&M play next game?
Next week?
Yes.
LSU.
Give me Arkansas to pull off that random upset.
Okay.
Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but, it could be a trap game.
The college game day game, number 5 Ole Miss goes in between the hedges.
Give me Georgia. I'm sorry.
I want
Kirby Smart to get fired so bad. I hate his stupid face. But
give me Ole Miss.
But I also hate Lane Kiffin, so
I don't mind him. He's not a bad guy.
He's one of those those coaches that go to a school and then leaves after like 3 years. But give me Georgia, even though I don't like saying it. Just give me Georgia, but I wouldn't be shocked if Ole Miss wins this game. It's just hard to play in Georgia.
4-2 SMU at Clemson.
Give me SMU.
Okay. Kirby Smart is locked in there. He really is. He's won 2 national titles there. Wyoming Air Force. I'm taking Air Force.
Give me Wyoming.
UNLV at Boise State.
Boise State.
UNLV. I'm taking UNLV. UNLV is undefeated.
You see what I have to deal with?
Statistics. Undefeated UNLV. They stay undefeated. Boise State is not Boise State without what's his name, who should have won the Heisman last year.
Ashton Gentry.
Ashton Gentry.
Who's not really done anything in the NFL.
Yeah, but he was a beast in college. Coastal Carolina at Appalachian State. I'm going to take App
Give
State.
me the Mountaineers.
Yep.
Even though I like the Chanticleers.
Old squirrely Dan there. Old Dominion at James Madison. Give me James Madison.
Give me Old Dominion just because fuck you.
Okay. Texas State at Marshall. Both are 3-3.
Give me Marshall but it's not a very convincing Marshall.
Give me Randy, or give me Marshall because of Randy Moss.
Give me Marshall because I can't remember who their quarterback is, but I'm pretty sure his dad played in the NFL.
He left.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. The starting quarterback for Marshall.
Steve Jobs, what?
Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
It's a weird last name.
Yeah. Temple at Charlotte.
Give me Temple. Give me the Owls.
Yeah, give me the Owls. UTSA at North Texas.
Give me North Texas because North Texas is like fringe
Legit.
being ranked.
Yeah, they're like
They're like 26th.
They're on my group of 5 list.
Yeah.
Akron at Ball State.
Give me Ball State because I'm pretty sure the Zips are still pretty terrible.
Okay. Northern Illinois at Ohio.
Give me the Huskies.
Texas Tech at Arizona State.
Give me Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
And I don't think it's going to be close.
Memphis at UAB.
Give me the
Memphis.
Blazers.
What?
Yeah, let me pull an upset.
Did you smoke crack before you fucking came online?
You didn't?
No.
Fuck.
Mississippi State at Florida.
Give me Florida for their third win of the season.
Give me Mississippi State.
For the no reason?
No. Because I just don't think Florida's that good.
They beat Texas and Long Island.
Sunshine shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
I go back to the Memphis one. Give me Memphis. I don't know why I said UAB. I was trolling.
Yeah, I know, right? Southern Miss at Louisiana. Raging Cajuns.
Give me the Golden Flashes or whatever they are.
The Golden Nighthawks or whatever. Oregon at Rutgers.
You know, you might call me crazy here, but give me Oregon.
Give me Rutgers.
No. It's in East Piscataway.
Yeah.
The birthplace of college football.
Yeah.
Ah!
My bad.
Ah! Dan had to go pee.
No.
Dan had to get his paper towels to wipe up the pee. Hello, chat. I'm Jacob. Dan can't be here because Dan's over there.
Sorry. No, give me Rutgers. Because...
Did you smoke crack before this?
No, listen. I got logic. West Coast teams and East Coast teams do not do well when they have to traverse the whole entire country. Oregon has to go all the way to Rutgers in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Piscataway, but
Well, yeah.
same. Not
Same. East Rutherford is just a little bit nicer. But doing that, going all the way across the country, I think that fucks up Oregon's equilibrium.
Circadian rhythm.
Yeah, their circadian rhythm.
They're
And
gonna sleep well.
I think Rutgers gets a win. And next week, Oregon's not ranked.
So Dan started smoking crack today. It's fucking Oregon. It's not like it's USC. You don't think you're gonna be?
Oh yeah,
You get that everywhere.
I did get that everywhere. Remember when I had my first beer?
Me. Now Oregon. I think they're gonna be pissed off.
Better than being pissed on. Washington State, who just took Ole Miss to the wire at Virginia. Now they're almost across the pond.
Give me Virginia.
Give me Virginia. Texas at Kentucky. Now hear me out. Okay, I know Kentucky
It's a dog shit program.
is 2-3. Texas is coming off a good win against Oklahoma, but a bad loss to Florida.
And
Is this a trap game for Texas? Because Texas's next game after Kentucky is Mississippi State.
Give me the Longhorns.
Okay.
I still think Arch Manning sucks, but
Penn State, Iowa.
give me Iowa. I think it's gonna be 4 losses in a row. They have nothing to play for at this point. Even if they win out the rest of the season, they probably won't be ranked in the top 12. They're not going to make it to the Big Ten Conference Championship because they've lost 3 conference games.
Maryland, UCLA. Maryland at UCLA, so.
Give me UCLA because, again, it's like that same logic of they're traveling across the country.
Mm-hmm. Hawaii at Colorado State.
Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, give me the Rainbow Warriors. Georgia State, 1-5 Georgia State at 2-4 Georgia Southern.
Give me Georgia State.
Okay.
For the upset.
The third Saturday in October. Tennessee at Alabama.
I think they're going to be singing Rocky Top.
Nice one, Lauren. That's pretty funny. Step Brothers quote. Give me Rocky Top. Give me Rocky Top for the upset. Who does Alabama play after Tennessee?
Probably some shit SEC school.
South Carolina. South Carolina could be a trap game because the next week they play LSU.
Could be.
Florida Atlantic at South Florida.
Give me the Bulls. I think Byron Brown is kind of being slept on.
I take them up in fantasy.
I almost did.
Yeah, give me South Florida. It's really hard to go against a team whose only losses to Miami. Yeah, their only loss is 49-12 to Miami. They beat Florida 18-16, Boise State 34-7, South Carolina State 63-14, Charlotte 54-26.
They are ranked.
They are ranked. They're ranked number 19. It's going to be between them and North Texas, and I know that South Florida just beat North Texas last week, but I think it's going to be between South Florida and North Texas for that group of 5 spot.
I concur.
Pitt at Syracuse.
Give me Pitt.
Give me Pitt. I'm just going to assume you're picking Auburn.
Auburn, yep.
Auburn over Missouri. Utah, BYU. This is a really good game.
On one hand,
5-1 Utah, which their only loss is to Texas Tech. And then BYU is undefeated.
and it's in BYU.
Yeah, but it's BYU and Utah are in the same state.
Yeah. One's in Salt Lake City, one's in, like, I don't know where the fuck BYU is, but
just across the river.
Give me Utah only because BYU is one of those teams that's like they like do that where like last year they were completely undefeated. They were like ranked like number 9 or number 5 in the country, and then they get embarrassed by KU. Although that KU team at the end of the season kind of was a world beater.
Oh yeah, like 5 out of the last 6 of their games they played were ranked games,
And they won all but like 2.
Yeah.
And one was K-State. The last one was the last one of the season. But they beat Colorado, Iowa State, and BYU and fucked the Big 12 up.
Yeah. Give me BYU.
Okay.
Cincinnati at Oklahoma State. Go ahead and give me Cincinnati. 5-1 Cincinnati versus a 1-5 Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State's a dumpster fire program last 2 seasons.
Yep. Last 3 games is Nevada at New Mexico.
Give me New Mexico.
New Mexico. Give me Lafayette over Oregon State. Lafayette is 5-2 and an 0-7 Oregon State.
Give me Oregon State just because it's in Corvallis. Bet you didn't know I knew where Oregon State was.
Yeah. I used to live not far from there.
Give me the Beeve.
Yeah, give me. This is hard. Give me Stanford over Florida State. I can't. They have to go to Stanford.
Cross country
game. I think it's real hard, and it's a night game though. It's a 9:30 Eastern time kickoff.
Give me Florida State, but I think it's going to be an ugly game.
It might be a real ugly game. All right, and with that, we are going to talk about the coaching of college football. So the first hit was Mike Gundy. The second hit was James Franklin.
No, the first one was Virginia Tech's head coach.
Tom.
I don't know. It didn't matter.
Was it Tom Wheeler?
I think it was Brent Pry.
No.
Or Philip Montgomery?
No, it was Brent Pry. Philip Montgomery is the one who took over as the interim coach for Virginia Tech. Okay, so yeah. So you got Brent Pry was first. The second one was Mike Gundy.
Kind of saw that one coming.
The third one was James Franklin, which I did not see coming. I thought that they were going to wait till the end of the year. But it didn't fall that way for Penn State. Who's the next? Who's next right now? And I'm going to tell you right now, they already have the North Carolina athletic director saying that Bill Belichick's not going anywhere. They have faith on him rebuilding North Carolina.
Well, you got to get... It's the same thing with how I look at like NFL, MLB, you know. You hire a coach, you hire like your main head coach. You got to give him at least a season. If you fire your coach after the first season,
no, you in my opinion, you have to give them a recruiting class plus 2 years.
Unless they do something crazy like
Jerry Sandusky,
Charlie Weiss, or who was the dude that KU picked up that was at LSU's head coach?
Charlie Weiss,
Les Miles.
Les Miles.
Unless you have something crazy happen like recruiting violations or misconduct of any kind, I think you give them at least 3 years.
It's usually a 5-year turnaround. You need to get the previous coach's recruits out of there, get your recruits in there to show them that you can recruit.
Which I don't know if Bill Belichick's going to be able to recruit because he was an NFL coach, so it was different. I mean, the draft is basically recruiting, but it's like forced recruiting. They're like, hey, we like this kid. we're going to draft him.
Yeah.
Versus like, hey, you should come play at our school.
And I understand that college coaches have film of high school players, but NFL coaches have more film of college players than college coaches have of high school players.
But again, it's the same thing where it's like, hey, let's take the NFL draft for example. You know, the Tennessee Titans, when they picked number 1 overall, they were like, hey, we believe Cam Ward is our guy. And he's not really done much yet, but he's still a rookie. But statistically speaking, you don't generally start freshmen.
You get your franchise player, and then you build around your franchise player.
Not anymore.
Well,
now they give up on people super quick. Look at the Colts, for instance. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Got drafted into a terrible team with the Giants. Had one okay season. They gave him a contract. Then they released him.
Well, Scott does have a point. Nick Saban was an NFL coach.
Nick Saban was an NFL coach who
He
did
coached for the Dolphins.
really badly.
Well, no.
No, he was pretty bad.
No.
He's also a college coach before that. Because he was at LSU, right?
Well, he did coaching stints at Ohio State, Michigan State. Like, yeah. He was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Should be able to pull up his record.
Well, he's 15 and 17 over 2 seasons. So he's about a 500 team.
Yeah, he went 9-7 in 05 and then 6-10 in 2006.
So he was roughly a 500.
Didn't do really well that second season, and they fired him for it. And then, I don't know if he got fired or they're just like, he's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go coach in college. I'm gonna go play, coach for Alabama, and then turn them into world beaters.
Yeah. So who do you think's on the chopping block next?
Dabo Swinney. I could say it's gonna be an ACC school.
How many games do you think it's gonna take before they fire Nick Saban? How many? Not Nick Saban. Dabo Swinney. How many games does he have to lose to be fired this year? They're already not going to make the playoff.
I think current trajectory, if they finish under 500, like they go 6-6 or 5-7 or whatever, I think he's gone. I think if somehow they end up winning the rest of the season out, he keeps his job.
I don't think so, Scott. I don't think Dabo's safe. I understand they made the playoff last year.
And then got embarrassed.
And then they got absolutely embarrassed. I understand that he made the playoff and he has a national championship under his belt in the last 5 years. But that's what they expect at Clemson. They expect to go to the ACC championship every year and win it. Yes, they went last year. They won against SMU. That game was a little bit more complicated than what everybody would lead you to believe. If you watch that game significantly from start to end, you will see that there were some pretty shoddy calls. Just like 2 national titles carry a lot of weight. They do, but and I understand. Look at James Franklin. I didn't think they were going to fire him mid-season. You look at James Franklin. He made the playoff last year. He went deep into the playoffs, and then he poaches a coach from Ohio State, who he's probably one of the best defensive minds in college football. But he had the talent at Ohio State. He doesn't have the defensive talent at Penn State to make that kind of a national championship run. I don't think Dabo's safe. I think this cements them with the fans, that they expect more from Clemson. They expect to win the ACC every year. They expect to beat South Carolina, and if one of those two things, if both don't happen, he's probably gone. Yeah. And if one happens, he's probably on the hot seat next year. Who do you think?
I could also see if Texas keeps up doing what they've been not doing this season. I know they're 4-2, but it hasn't
with
been
the loss to the number 1 team in the country. Like Steve Sarkisian said, go to Ohio State and then go to the Swamp and tell me what your record is.
I can see Steve Sarkisian being he's on the warm seat right now. I wouldn't say hot, but he has to prove something.
I think he needs a new offensive coordinator. I really do. I think he needs a new offensive coordinator.
I can also see Florida State's head coach.
Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
Yep. Mike Norvell, he's probably on the hot seat. Considering he finished 2-10 last year. Didn't go to a bowl game.
After going undefeated and getting snubbed from the college football playoffs, and then they got absolutely blown out by Georgia.
Yeah, he should have beat Florida, Scott. But like we said, it's one of the harder places to play. He did have the talent, but I don't know. Just one of those Saturdays. Any given Saturday, right?
Any given Saturday. It's like I always say. I think after that loss to Indiana, I probably would. I'm not going to say he's on the hot seat per se.
Dan Lanning?
But I could see if they drop another game mid-season, like before the playoffs or whatever.
Oh, no. Dan Lanning's safe. Lanning's safe. He's probably the third safest coach in the Big Ten. You think Dan Lanning's an overrated coach?
How many natties do they have?
Well, 0.
Had arguably one of the best teams last year, and then they shit the bed.
I don't think that had anything to do with Oregon as a team. I think that just Sarkisian. Oh yeah, no yeah, Sarkisian. I believe he is overrated as a coach, but he did study under Nick Saban. He was a head coach way before that. We're kind of in that Ed Orgeron, like is he an alcoholic, or is he just a bad football coach? Like he is in Texas, so I think like Scott said earlier, Smith is on the hot seat at Michigan State. I think Dabo Swinney is definitely on the hot seat. I also think Mike Norvell. At this point in the last 2 seasons, they've won 4 games. 4 games in the last 2 seasons. I don't think that there's. I don't think there's a way for him to crawl back out of that. That hole is so deep that he has put himself in that it's hard. So I'm going to say something crazy that I think is going to be a huge shakeup in the Big Ten. Considering the vacancy at the end of the year for Penn State, I have a feeling that Matt Rule is going to take over Penn State.
I can see it.
Matt Rule graduated from Penn State. That's his alma mater. And basically his dream job opens up. Now, you've seen this with Urban Meyer when he was down at Florida. Then he took a year off. And then the Luke Fickell season happened. And then the coaching vacancy opened up. And Urban went up to Columbus.
You'd honestly be crazy if like Penn State called you and like, hey, we want you to be our head football coach.
Who?
I'm just saying in general. Like if anybody was like, they could probably pull anybody within reason.
Probably one of the top 5 jobs in the country.
It's like
I would put Ohio State, then Georgia, Alabama, and then it would be a toss-up between Miami and Florida State, and then probably Penn State. USC is not what it used to be.
No.
You can see like Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma to go to USC, and you can see how well he's doing there. Oklahoma used to be one of the top, but Bob Stoops had that position for so long that it's really not a cemented, like, I'm going to be there as long as Bob Stoops. No, you're going to be there as long as you win games. Like, your name's not Stoops.
Yeah.
Who had, 3 national titles under his tenure at, he fucking coached there for like 15 or 16 years.
I don't know if they ever won a natty under him.
Yeah. They won one, 2003 or 4?
Maybe 2000. Oh, those are the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and then Ohio State beat them in 2001. Oh, no, you're right. It is 2000. It was 2000.
I don't know if Stoops is there yet. Oh, he did.
Bob Stoops. Yep.
I mean,
LSU is a really good job, but it's not at the upper echelon of Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, or like insert Miami and Florida State in there. It's
maybe
Oregon. You saw Brian Kelly leave Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Actually, I got to change my top 5. Notre Dame's in the top 5 because there's not a lot of people out there that would turn down the Notre Dame coaching job. Brian Kelly turns down a contract renewal and leaves Notre Dame for LSU. It's not. He just won his very first season opener after 4 years.
We also kind of see that Clemson isn't what they used to be this season. I feel like we're seeing a changing of the guards.
We really are. Thanks, NIL.
Like, it used to be good to be somebody who can heavily recruit, and now it's like somebody who can whip out a paycheck and be like, hey, we're going to pay you. Now, not saying that recruiting isn't a big deal, but let's say you have the number 1 class in the nation. Let's say you sign 10 5-star recruits, but they don't see the field because you have your offense and your defense is so stacked that they don't see the field. Those 5-stars are going to be like, man, I want to play. I want to ball. And if the coaches are like, hey, we're going to have you sit a year. We're going to redshirt you. We're going to, you're going to see some action, but we can't have you play it too much. And there's that communication. They might be more inclined to stay. Not everybody's a Jeremiah Smith.
But hear me out. Like, Tavian St. Clair for Ohio State just came into this recruiting class. He's a freshman. I honestly think he's better than both Lincoln Keenholz and Julian Sayin. He's just not given the opportunity.
It's because their offense is so stacked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Somewhat overrated, no titles, and you've coached at Notre Dame and LSU. Yeah, but Brian Kelly could be overrated, but he can still recruit. He can still recruit.
The recruiting is
And LSU's got money.
Yeah.
LSU's got money. They got that old New Orleans money.
Nolans. They got that French aristocrat money.
And before everybody says that LSU's in Shreveport, I know that.
Same but different.
Yeah.
It's like if you tell anybody...
An hour north from New Orleans is still New Orleans.
It's like if you tell anybody like where you live, and you're like talking to somebody online you've never seen them before. They're like, oh, where are you from? Kansas City. And you're like...
Now choose the 5 different metropolitan areas that are around Kansas City. You'll never find me.
It's the same thing with like if you're talking to somebody and they're from Seattle, but they live in like north of Seattle. Like, that's just how that works. Aren't they in Baton Rouge?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure they're in Baton Rouge. You said Shreveport and it sounded wrong. Baton Rouge. Moulin Rouge. Red. But in French.
LSU is in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's what it says anyway.
Learn something new every day.
They also, oh no, their main campus is in Baton Rouge. I am sorry. I am sorry. That is 100% correct. See, you learn something every day. The day's not wasted. But anyway, regardless, I'm pretty sure it's still only an hour north. They got money down there.
They got... I don't know. I'm ready for... I think there's going to be some big game here this weekend, next weekend. That's going to shake up college football.
No, you got the Ole Miss Georgia game this week. You got...
I think there's going to be...
Alabama, Tennessee next week.
I think there's going to be a big upset. I just think there's going to be a school that's like highly ranked top 5, and they're just going to drop some random fucking game. You don't know who.
Miami.
I just feel it in my bones.
Miami.
Could be Miami.
Indiana.
Could be Indiana. It could be... Who's number 4?
Miami.
I thought there were 3. Or 2.
No, they're 2. 3 is Miami, Texas A&M, then Ole Miss.
I can see one of those teams dropping a random game. I don't think Ohio State will, just because they play Wisconsin and then
Wisconsin, then they're off, and then they play Penn State.
just it's gonna be interesting. Miami's next 2 games, they have Louisville and Stanford. Ohio State has like Wisconsin and Penn State, but Penn State's kind of a dumpster fire right now. Indiana plays Michigan State and UCLA. Texas A&M plays Arkansas, and then number 10 LSU.
South Carolina has, like we talked about it.
Ole Miss plays Georgia and then Oklahoma. I mean, that's... something crazy is going to happen. I can just feel it. But I think that's enough of
College football rambling.
Yeah. We've been kind of going on for a minute. I do want to thank everybody for stopping in. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Share the video, helps us grow. We will be back next week for sure. I will be here. And again, thank you guys for watching. I'm Jacob.
I'm Dan.
And thank you for watching Acting and Huddle. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace, guys.